Hello.
Hi.
My name is Kurt.
Hey, my name is Kurt too.
I like to play with computers.
I like playing on computers.
I like to sit up on the internet
Yep,
and
me
play
too, they're fun.
hard all night long. That's right, my fellow mates.
Yep.
I enjoy
Very much.
playing around on the internet,
Yes, sir.
chatting and playing and
Yes,
listening to music and enjoying life.
Shut up already. Yeah.
And okay, I welcome you back. In the previous video, I had stumbled a little bit on adding groups to adding a user to groups. In other words, to give all the different users, or give a user all the privileges of specific groups. And I kind of forgot how to do that because I don't do that on a day in and day out basis. So you tend to forget something if you don't use it every day. So I had to go back into my books and look that up again. That's what I get for doing a set and forget type of a lifestyle here on Linux. But so today I'm going to go ahead and finish showing you how to add the groups to a user, or add a user to the groups. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you how to give your computer its own name. So instead of your computer being called Raspberry Pi, you might want to personalize it, pimp it out a little bit. Why not? So, I'm going to go ahead and bring up my terminal screen here. Okay. Now, as far as the groups go, you have to become super user doer again. So what you do is you type sudo space. I don't think I'm going to have to spell it all out to you. Now, I got a virtual network deal going on here with a tight VNC server, and I'm going to show you how to set that up too. I don't have a dedicated monitor and a dedicated keyboard and mouse and all that stuff to run this little computer on its own equipment. So I set mine up to where I can actually see the graphical interface over my home network, and I am using it on my desktop PC and screen recording it from here. So it's really neat. So if you don't want to have to buy another monitor and keyboard and mouse and all that to set up your Raspberry Pi, then you might be interested in this. I will be doing a video on this probably about 2 or 3 videos away from now. So the video is a lot cleaner, and you should be able to see what I'm typing now, so I shouldn't have to spell out everything. So if you're tagging along, just type along with me in your editor exactly as you see it here. So sudo, okay, and then we're going to I think I'm going to go ahead and add a user. I already got mine configured, so I'm going to add a new user called test user. So let's go ahead and go sudo add user, and then we'll do, let's call him test user. Okay, and of course we have our obligatory password. Whoops. Okay, and we need to enter a password for it, so I'm just going to do something really, really simple. I'm going to go okay. And this will give us some practice in deleting a user too. We'll just call him test user. Don't need to enter all this other stuff. He's going to get deleted anyway. Yes. Okay, so now if we look at the test user, we'll type groups test user. That shows us the groups that test user belongs to. Okay, not very many so far, huh? So let's clear this screen now. Type clear and hit enter. That will always clear your screen. That way you can get rid of all that clutter. You don't want to have to work in a cluttered environment, and I use that periodically. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look up the groups that Pi came with. Pi came with privileges in many different groups. So let's do that again. Let's go groups Pi. Now, all of those groups are the same groups that we're going to want to add the test user to. So what you do is you type sudo user mod, which means modify user, and then you put a -a. Okay, the -a means append, because the next command, if you enter, is -G. Now, if you don't use this A, and you just use that G, and you make a mistake afterwards, you can accidentally delete all the groups from that user. So you want to prevent that from happening. So what you do is you put the -a, which means append. It adds to the end of what's already there in the groups for that user. This will prevent you from accidentally deleting anything. It will only add to but not take anything away. Okay? So we have user mod, append, groups. Now to add the groups, we just type them in as we see them above, minus the one that says pi. Okay, so we'll go ADM, comma, dial out, comma, CD-ROM, comma, sudo, comma, audio, comma, video, whoops. Terrible typer today. Okay, plug dev, comma, oops, we can't put spaces. Do not put spaces like I just did there. Okay, it won't work. Okay, we got video, plug dev, comma, games, comma, users, comma, input, comma, net dev, comma, SPI, comma, I2C, comma, and finally GPIO. You don't have to put a comma at the last one. Matter of fact, don't do that. It'll give you an error. So then you hit enter. Oh boy. I know exactly what I did wrong. After that, okay, after you entered the last group, put a space and then the username. Test user. Then enter. There we go. That is so much better. So you type sudo user mod append, and then the G means groups, so you're going to append groups to the user. Okay, and then we entered all of those with a comma, but no spaces in between anything throughout the whole deal, except at the end, after the last group, which is the GPIO right there. We don't put a comma after the last one. Never do that. But you just put a space, and then at the end of it there, then you put the name of the user you're giving all these group privileges to all these groups to. In this case, we're going to give it to the new user I made called test user. Now, if we clear the screen, you go ahead and follow along with me and type it in if you're all set up yourself so you get to practice. Type clear. Okay, now let's look at all the groups for pi again. So go groups and then pi. Now let's compare that with the groups that we've added to the test user. So go groups, test user. And lo and behold, it's all there. Okay. Test user, okay, we got ADM, dial up, CD-ROM, sudo, audio, video, plug dev, games, users, input, net dev, SPI, I2C, GPIO. Now let's go ahead and test something. Remember earlier I said if you just type a G and you make a mistake, it'll delete all those from the user. Let's see what happens if we try that. Let's go user mod minus G and test user. This might give me an error because I think you have to put a space between quotes. So let's go user mod capital G, and then we'll go put two quotes and then test user. Oh, I forgot to use sudo. Always use sudo. You can't do administrative stuff as a regular user. So you go sudo usermod g test user. Now, if we type groups test user, guess what? That just deleted all the groups. So if you ever want to eliminate all groups, all group privileges from a user, if he's been a baddie boy or a baddie girl, take it away. Take privileges away for a while. But in the real world, you don't usually do that. You just lock or delete the user and forget it. Okay, so now, since I don't want that test user on here anymore, do you remember how you do that? How do you delete a user? Think to yourself for a moment and see if you can remember. Okay, we go sudo del user, which means delete user, and then you go test user, or whatever the username is, hit enter. Now if we go groups test user, he's no longer there. We got rid of that fellow. Okay, so now let's get on to the host name stuff. Oops. Okay, what we want to do is we want to personalize our computer. So there are 2 files that you need to edit, and I'll need you to edit them precisely as I show you here, so you don't mess up your networking or anything of the sort. So what you do is you type sudo, and you go nano. If you remember right, nano is our text-based editor in the terminal screen. So sudo nano etc, and then you go system, and you go hosts. Oh boy. Control X. See. Okay, it's not under system. Okay, matter of fact, I think host name is in here too. Yes. Okay, so it's just, so let's get this clutter off here. So what you do is you go sudo nano etc / hosts. Now, you'll get this file. Do not change this one right here. Do not change the second line. Do not change the third line. Don't change any of the lines in here. However, you see right here where I've already customized mine. I put the realm in there. Okay. It used to be Raspberry, or Raspberry Pi. You will notice that yours will say Raspberry Pi because you haven't changed yours yet. So what you do is you delete that and then type in the name of the computer that you want it to be. Then what you do is you press and hold Control and then press X. And if you modify that, it won't just go straight to the command line like mine did here. It will ask you, do you want to write this file? And then you have to press yes. And then after you press yes, you hit enter, and then it exits. So in my case, I already had done that. So the next file you want to edit is called host names, or host name. So you go sudo nano / etc / host name and enter. Now in this file you will only have one line, or you should. That line will also say Raspberry Pi. You need to change this line to the exact same name that you gave your computer in the hosts file. And don't make any typos, or otherwise things won't work. It has to be spelled exactly the same. So make sure you type it correctly. When you're done, press and hold Control and press X to exit. You will be asked to press yes if you want to overwrite the file, and then press enter after that, and then it'll exit. When I exit, it's just going to go straight to the terminal since I'm done with mine already. Okay? Now, once you have those 2 files done, there's one final simple step. 2 steps actually, but I'd like to say that they're a combined step. You want to commit the changes to the system. The system needs to be told that you changed those and you need it to update itself. So the way you do that, and write this down in a notebook or something for yourself to remember in the future. If you don't use it very often, you will forget it. Trust me, I forget a lot of things that I don't use every day. So here you type sudo /etc /init d. It's the initialization daemon is what they call it in Unix and Linux land. /hostname.sh. Okay, and then hit enter. I'm not going to hit enter because I don't need to do that. I've already done it. So, okay, and then once you've got that finished, you'll get a command prompt just like we're sitting at right now, once again. And then what you want to do is type sudo reboot and hit enter. And that will reboot your system. Okay, so for the sake of saving time on the video, I'm not going to reboot and all that stuff. You already have seen me do that, and you know what it's going to do on your system there too. So, okay, well that sums it up on the renaming your computer. In a previous video, I also created a new username for myself instead of Pi, and gave him all the groups, the same groups that Pi had, and I named him Maker. Okay, my computer name that I gave my computer, my Raspberry Pi, is called The Realm. And it sounds kind of cool. I kind of got the idea when I was driving home the other night. And I thought, Maker at the Realm does not sound too bad. So I thought that was pretty inventive. Anyway, folks, that about sums it up here. Keep looking for the next video, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.